of the biotech companies did a 2-year study using the same formulas and mandates as the biotech companies, and he found that over the 2-year lifespan that the test animals themselves develop mammary tumors, and they grow to be as big as the test animals themselves. Also, there are correlations between fatty liver disease, low sperm counts, premature deaths, about 80% in females and 50% in males, blood-borne diseases, autoimmune diseases, and the like. The list doesn't stop there.
So this you're talking about in U.S. What about other countries?
I'll answer that. Actually, that's what's so disturbing is that in 64 other countries around the world, a lot of our food is banned, or at least it's labeled, because it does contain genetically modified organisms. And in the other countries, they have, made a public outcry that they refuse to consume that types of product or to put those types of seeds in their soil, knowing that it's a never-ending process. Once you start it, then the next year, those genetically modified organisms are going to continue to grow. And nature being what nature is, pretty soon you've destroyed the biodiversity of just the natural habitat. We've seen a decimation of the monarch butterflies, the bees, herbicides, which are weed control, is producing super weeds. And so that requires more pesticides and herbicides, super bugs. It's nature doing what it does. It's going to try to perpetuate the situation. And so, when the different countries introduce that into their surroundings, they know that there's no pulling back. It's once it's done.
So do the other countries ban our imports from our U.S.?
They absolutely do. China has sent shiploads back. And even a poor country like Haiti, after their own earthquake, denied any of American corn. Yeah.
So why the FDA is not looking at these incidents?
Well, the FDA and the USDA, who's a part of this, unfortunately, there's a revolving door process. Michael Taylor, who's held 6 positions between Monsanto and the FDA, is now Deputy Secretary of Food Safety. And Tom Vilsack, who is the most pro-GMO governor, has been appointed Secretary of USDA. So I feel that we're appointing the fox to guard the hen house. Now, with their ideas of how they would introduce these, they introduce them as there being benefits to these products.
Are there any benefits?
If any, they're minimal. And, for instance, crop yields have been decreasing over the last 3 years on genetically modified organisms. Also, the very pesticides, as Sandy just mentioned, they are being sprayed in an a huge increased amount. For instance, between 1999 and 2011, there has been 527 million pounds of additional insecticides, herbicides that are being sprayed on our plants. And the projection is that it will increase by another 50%.
Wow. Now,
these herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, they are made of glyphosate. Also, glyphosate is an endocrine disruptor. Another item in there is called 2,4-D. 2,4-D was one of the main ingredients in Agent Orange, and most of us know all the harm that came from Agent Orange. So, unfortunately, these insecticides cannot be washed from your plant because they are sprayed in such heavy doses. So the very foods that we're eating, prepackaged foods, bagged foods, even baby formulas, if you have those in your pantry or you're putting them on your table, you're most likely eating genetically modified organisms.
But basically you cannot avoid it because these organisms are in the food in themselves, and right? So you cannot wash it away.